What up, guys? SNK here, bringing you another episode of my Hearthstone Arena series. Today we do have a special guest here to help me not suck balls. Goobkill, what up, dude?
What's going on, man? I don't know about not helping you suck balls with me sitting right next to you.
Whoa. So we're going to do another arena here, and we've not really talked too much about this, so what do you think I should do? I played Malfurion last time, so I'd like to avoid playing the Druid again this time. We go easy mode and play a Priest, or we can make it a little more difficult on ourselves and go Paladin. What do you think?
I'm personally a fan of the Paladin decks, just because I like Paladins. The Priest is just...
They're just kind of OP. It's kind of like playing Mercury right now. I feel bad doing it. But do we want to try and get the cheese win, or do we want to...
That's really the question. Do you want to challenge yourself with the Paladin, which I would say go for, or do you just want to go ahead and just fucking win with the Priest?
Here's my problem, though. I know, just from the practice games, and I don't know a lot of all the cards, I don't know hardly any Paladin cards.
I do. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
I can help you out.
So we going Paladin then? You're our guest, so we're going to go Paladin, all right?
Let's do that.
Let's fucking roll Paladin. You know what? We turned down a Priest to go Paladin because reasons.
This is going to be so fail.
Oh, it's going to be so bad. So, we've got Holy Wrath. Draw a card and deal damage equal to its cost, which I don't think that's going to be a good draft card.
No, because it's going to force you to almost play heavy cards.
Yes. Double Minions attack could win you a game.
It could.
But it's also very expensive, though, too. I think Knife Juggler is the most well-rounded card here and pretty much lets us do anything we want to with our deck and doesn't commit us to anything.
Yeah, with the Paladin and 8, you're going to get more bang for your buck out of Knife Juggler than any
Yes,
of those.
because Knife Juggler is going to work with your hero ability, which we actually talked about last night. So, Knife Juggler, fairly easy pick there. So far, the Argent Commander is what sticks out to me.
Easy.
I think the Bloodsail Corsair is kind of shitty, to be honest. I mean, it's such a niche pick, but you can't really sideboard in Hearthstone. So
now the Azure Drakes in a Paladin deck. Now Paladin, like I said, was jack of all trades, and spell damage isn't going to be completely irrelevant. A 4/4 for 5.
It's not bad with a card.
It's going to give you a beefy body, but it also draws a card, so it's card advantage.
But I think this is where we're at. This card is so good. It's a little.
They did nerf it a little bit, but it's still you see it in most decks.
What did they nerf about it?
I think now
casting cost probably.
I think they nerfed the actual health of it.
So it was like a 4/3 before.
It was either the health or the damage. I'm not sure what they nerfed. I know that you were seeing it in every deck before, and
I feel like a 4/2 charge is a little overcosted at 6, but the Divine Shield allows you. Basically, it allows you.
Removal.
Yeah, it allows you to kill something and still have to have them deal with it, and theoretically, you get 2 cards out of it. The Earthen Ring Farseer is not a bad card, in my opinion. 3/3 for 3, but also has got a decent ability because you can restore the 3 health to a minion. Blessing of Wisdom. I haven't seen much of that card. I feel like that could be a good card.
Blessing of Wisdom is really good.
Because you're at least guaranteed a card out of it. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna play it on something you're not gonna attack with.
Right. The thing about it is that it's gonna replace itself. You might benefit more than once from it. But what you're looking at here as far as your choices are, Holy Light is good in that if you get rushed down early, it's just going to give you that extra oomph to kind of let your late game stuff, which Paladins really shine in the late game. But I think right here, you're going to almost have to go Blessing of Wisdom.
That's kind of where I'm at. Good thing we're on the same page on that. Well, I think this is a fairly easy choice in my opinion. Priestess of Loon, well, nice. 5/4 for 6, good body on a... good body, she's hot. A 5/4 for 6, a little overcosted, but 4 health is nice. The 1/4 Taunt for 3, it's okay, but I feel like there are better cards. I think the Light's Justice, also being a Paladin-only item, you'll probably see less of those than I will normal cards. Mm-hmm. And also provides me a lot of creature kill. You with me on that?
Yeah, you need to go with the Light's Justice.
That's kind of what I thought. Chillwind Yeti, pretty much instantly here.
Yeah, that's not even a... That's a no-brainer.
And Chillwind Yeti is really good for those of you. And this is a card, honestly, that I didn't realize was as good as it is. And, because it's so vanilla, but a 4/5 for 4, every time you play against a Chillwind Yeti, you're just kind of like, what the fuck do I do against this early of a game? Unless you've got just a ton of removal.
Now, the Young Dragonhawk isn't necessarily a bad card for Paladin decks. It's not a great card, but because Paladins rely heavily on buffing their own creatures, anything with natural Wind Fury does benefit, but here the Chillwind Yeti just leaps and bounds.
And the Stormpoint Commando's not bad. I don't mind him. He's a little squishy for being 5 mana, but he comes in and kills a creature theoretically, and then like I said, they're gonna have to. He's 4 damage. You can't ignore that. So you can either suicide him into another creature, or they have to waste another spell on him. So theoretically, you get 2 card advantage out of it.
He's a good transition.
Or 1 card advantage.
He's a good transition into the mid game because he will potentially kill off some of the early game threats that they put out, but he himself is not going to last.
Yep, Chillwind Yeti, easy pick though. This actually is a pretty. I think you can go with any of these cards in this right now.
The Flesh-Eating Ghoul is going to combo with your innate really well.
That's true. And 4/5 Wind Fury late game, that's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. Fairy Dragon is a good card, but they're 3/2 for 2s, kind of like the generic body that you can find.
It's annoying.
Yeah,
it's an annoying card to come up against, but it's like you view it as like, damn it, I have to deal with it in some way, but you don't.
You just
really.
kind of get around to it.
It's kind of the anti-early game threat. Like your Knife Juggler, okay, they got a Fairy Dragon. It keeps your threats at bay or their threats at bay, but it in and of itself isn't really a...
It's not anything major.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is an easy choice here too. I think the Iron Beak Owl is probably where we're going.
Yeah, you're gonna want that utility.
Yeah, you got to have the silence. Youthful Brewmaster is not as good. I played him in a couple decks. I don't like him that much. He has a niche if you've got a lot of Battle Cry. The Abusive Sergeant, I don't really like. 2 1-for-1 is fine, and the extra 2, but his Battle Cry makes it so you don't play him turn 1.
Yeah.
So it kind of eliminates his purpose. So we're going to go Iron Beak Owl here, pretty easy. I'd really like to see some good cards, like an Epic or a Legendary, or maybe even Rare. That'd be nice, because we don't have any, do we?
Guardian of Kings.
We've got 2 rares so far. Guardian of Kings is really good. The 6 health to your hero, that's going to get you, if you can manage to get to that point in the game, and he gives you a really good, a good-sized creature there. I feel like Guardian Kings is the easy one here.
Guardian Kings can swing the game in your favor. While he's not much of a threat on his own, he's still a 5/6 body for 7, which isn't terrible. But the 6 health is definitely going to swing the tempo back in your favor if you're getting rushed.
Yep. And, well, we could do 2 of them, or we could go to the Argent Protector, I think is what our options here.
Right now, what are we at with low casting costs?
We're 8 cards in. We've got 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. I mean, our curve is it's still early centric, but we've already got 2 late game cards. So if we do this, that's kind of we're committing to our late game. But keep in mind, we've still got 22 cards left, and we don't have any of our big threats. So if we get a legendary that's they're all 7 costs, we're gonna have to take it.
Now, Argent Protector it's a 2/2 for 2, going to give Divine Shield, which is essentially going to allow you might be able to combo it with your Knife Juggler or something to kind of keep it alive for a turn. I would almost, my gut feeling is to say go with the Guardian because you've got minions every turn regardless, but you've already got 1, and I would say that you're going to get a little bit more utility out of the Argent Protector.
I think we go Argent Protector because here's the thing, is it's going to be valuable at all stages of our game.
Yep.
If we go turn 2 Knife Juggler, that's going to protect him, and he generates card advantage. That's all this game is about, is generating card advantage. And if we get a Chillwind Yeti on turn 4 and then throw him out, you've got to deal with a 4/5 Chillwind Yeti. That's never fun. And
Guardian of Kings just looks cool to me.
No, Guardian Kings is badass.
But the Argent Protector is definitely the choice.
My only problem is I don't want to get stuck with 2 of those in my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
1 of those is fine, 2 of them not so much. We got some rares here. Alarm Bot, no thank you. Divine Favor. I don't think this deck's gonna play super fast.
And I have personal experience with Divine Favor though, and it is never as good as you want it to be.
Here's the thing that I think with Divine Favor you go into looking like, oh, I'm gonna draw 4 or 5 cards, which would be great. I think the way that's better to look at it is look at it more like the Arcane Intellect from Mages. Get your 3 mana, 2 cards, and just go with that. There's a 3 mana, isn't it? Arcane Intellect's 3 mana, or is it?
Yeah, it's 3 mana.
3 mana. If you can get 2 cards out of it, I think that's kind of what your break even is. You just make it Arcane Intellect.
I think, and while Twilight Drake is actually really good, it's mostly better. You'll see it in a lot of Priest and probably Mage decks. In this deck, if we're going to start playing a little bit faster, like we want to, I'd say go with the Divine Favor.
I think that's kind of where we go. And then, but by committing to this card, we are kind of committing to be a little more aggro-ish. I think
with the Divine Favor.
Yeah, if we go Divine Favor, I think we're committing at this point. This is kind of a big point on our deck. If we go Twilight Drake here, because I don't think Alarm Bot's even in this.
No, not even.
If we go Twilight Drake, I think we commit to being slower. If we play Divine Favor, I think we commit to being faster.
Divine Favor is going to also combo well with, if you're going to empty your hands with buff cards that you'll potentially get later on, it'll help refill those, so you're not losing card advantage.
All right, let's rush people down. Let's do it. Well, based on that that assumption we just made, I think this is a pretty easy pick as
your
well.
cleric that's just a good card in general.
Yeah, 3-2 for 3, a little overcosted there, but the battle cry there is really good, especially because you play him and then you can still attack or do something with the minion that you buff, so you get instant reward there. And with some more rares here, I don't really want to get 2 of those, to be honest with you. I don't want 2 of them.
No, you're not going to.
And Alder Peacekeeper is really, really good.
Yep.
And the Murloc thing, it's terrible. You don't want to give them cards. You never want to give your opponent cards. Nor do you ever really want to discard cards, even though some Warlock decks do that. I don't like those. I don't like the Succubus and that kind of stuff that does that. I'm never a fan of getting rid of my own cards. Fairly easy choice here, I think, too.
Raid Leader.
Oh, I was thinking, look at this disagreement. I was thinking Hammer of Wrath.
Hammer of Wrath? Well, Hammer of Wrath is good. 3 damage.
But it does slow us down. It does slow us down, though.
And if you're gonna play aggro, I'd say just go balls to the wall with the Raid Leader, because you've got those 1/1 minions, and they're gonna end up. He makes them 2/1s.
Good call. Good call. And well, we get another one of the Hammer of Wrath. Do we?
Yeah, I would say you could go with Hammer of Wrath.
I don't want. The only thing is, Hammer of Wrath is a slow card. It's 3 damage for 4, and you do get the card, but it kind of I mean, it's good. We need damage. We need removal.
It will help pick off those. It might give you the extra oomph to get rid of the taunt, so you can swing to the face.
Well, here's the thing too: is do we go with the Earthen Ring Farseer though, because we're going to be taking damage early.
But with the Guardian of Kings, and I think possibly some more taunt later on, I think that you'll be okay in that regard.
Okay, I'm with you. And then Redemption Secrets you can kind of play against pretty well, and I think we'll get hosed on that. So let's go with this.
Yeah.
Wisp. Oh, dude, let's do it. This is easy here.
Yeah.
Very easy. Ardent Protector is good. If we got like a whole bunch of those, if we got like 3 or 4 of those, I'd be stoked about that all day long. And once again, I like the taunt when you keep pressure up though.
Yeah. You're not going to be focusing so much on protecting yourself, because you might win with 1 health in an aggro deck, but you want to keep the
win.
Pressure.
Yep. Yeah. Eye for an Eye, I do like this card overall with weapons. I think it's a neat card because you can really play it. Like if you've got a True Silver Champion or something like that, and you decide to attack like their biggest creature, you can force them into like 9 damage. Like if they've got a high damage creature out, you're like, oh, I'll play Eye for an Eye and then attack your creature, and then oh yeah, here, take a whole bunch of damage and just win. But it's so situational. I think we go Raid Leader again.
Yeah, I can see where Eye for an Eye would.
You have to combo it, in my opinion. But I think Eye for an Eye plays well with weapons. I think it plays great with weapons and is just great burst damage late game. Instead of killing that big creature, you just face plant into it and then they take the damage too. But I think Raid Leader is going to be our much more reliable option. We don't have any weapons yet either, so I don't want to rely on that either at this point. And and they can just attack you with a 1/1, especially if they know that Eye for an Eye is on the table. They're going to attack you with a 1/1 and be like.
That's the issue with Secrets, yeah.
And I don't hate Secrets. I just don't like that one specifically. Well, I think Humility.
Humility, yeah, just to keep it.
Keep in mind we've got a decent amount of early game creatures. I mean, this wouldn't be.
Well, and Humility's with low toughness creatures, it's going to allow you to at least peck away at some of their fatties late game. In early game, it's just going to make bigger threats irrelevant.
And 2, also, it's a Paladin only card, so theoretically we see less of them in draft. So let's play our odds. Humility, it's a good card. This is actually a really good pack. I would go with I like the Elvish Archer. I think he's a little underrated.
I don't like them in draft.
No. I'm not saying I would pick him. I'm just more speaking generally. I think he's a little underrated of a card. He's not great, but a 1/1 for 1 that you can pick off something, I think he's a good card. Now, I think I'm leaning towards the Amani Berserker, just to get us another 2-drop and something that they have to deal with, and we've already got 2 Raid Leaders.
True. That's where I'm going with it. The only argument I can make for the Elven Archer at this point is that with like Murlocs and anything with 1 toughness, we do have weapon. We do have weapon. I forgot we Light Justice.
And
that's kind of the thing, is that I think the Berserker is going to end up giving you more bang for your buck.
I agree.
Later
I mean, do you want to go a 3rd Raid Leader though?
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
I think that even though like you're not going to have like 7-8 minions out on the board, or what's some cap, 7?
I think 7. I think 7's the cap. I could be wrong on that. Let us know. I mean, I've hit it a couple times. I just never count. I think it's 7 because I remember it being like an odd number. Like why fucking 7?
Because I wouldn't want to make the whole deck center around having a Raid Leader on the board.
No, let's Berserker it up then. We got some more. Wow, this is actually a good pack. I think Master Swordsmith.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Mind Control Tech is good because we don't have a lot of minion kill here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a really good card if you don't have a lot of minion kill.
It's true.
But I think it's so situational because I know at least there'll be one time when we get that stuck in our hand where we'll be like, fuck, we can't even play that. But you're always going to want Master Swordsmith. And as many creatures we're playing, they're going to have to deal with him.
Yep.
And we're aggro. So, well, one of those two cards, without question.
True Silver Champion all day long.
I hate that we have to leave the Tauren Warrior because the Tauren Warrior is really good. He's a 2/3 taunt, which we don't have a lot of.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get. We only have 2 weapons, so this is. I don't want any more weapons in this. I really don't want to get a 3rd weapon.
No, but the True Silver Champion, it is your removal.
Yes.
Your weapons are your removal, and the True Silver Champion is one of the better.
Yes, I'm with you on this. I'm more playing devil's advocate to a degree. Archmage obviously is not even in the running on this.
No.
And once again, we may see more Tauren Warriors. We may not see another True Silver Champion just because of the Paladin thing here. Oh my!
This is Demolisher. This is a hard.
This
pick.
is actually legitimately probably the most difficult choice we've had today. Now, Demolisher, we played a couple games last night, and Demolisher, I was telling Goobkill here that it's probably my favorite card in the game right now. Not because it's the best card, but this card fucking just rolls people, and they don't ever realize it. And you're like, oh, that Demolisher did like 12 damage before I killed it. Yeah, that's fucking terrifying. Defender of Argus is really good. Argus, yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He slows us down a little bit because he's a 3/3 for 4, but he does give us a lot of taunt and buff. And the Alder Peacekeeper is really good because we don't have any removal.
Yeah, but I think at this point it's really between the Defender and the Demolisher because we've already got a Peacekeeper.
We do.
And while the Peacekeeper is good, he's not removal himself. It's just man, that's a tough decision. I almost want to say go Demolisher and just fucking
demolish
pressure,
people.
Pressure the whole game.
Boom! I'll just make that decision for you. Well, do we get another swordsmith, right?
Yeah, easy.
Like, you're gonna give us more swordsmiths? We'll take more swordsmiths.
Yeah.
That's easy. Not Corehound. I hate Corehound. I think it's a shitty card.
Really?
I think Corehound is fucking terrible.
A 9/5 for 7 is not bad.
I think it's fucking terrible because you're just gonna. I mean, they're gonna deal with it. It dies so easy. I don't think you're ever gonna get a chance to really play it.
At this point, I would honestly say go with the Shield Master.
Yeah, it slows us down a little bit, but we do need a little bit of taunt. I would like to protect something like a Demolisher because we actually have some valuable creatures. That's our thing. We've got the Peacekeeper. Well, he's not super valuable. We've got Demolisher there, the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, the Raid Leaders. Our creatures are very valuable. We don't have very many vanilla creatures. So I agree. And he's going to be a little more early game, but we've actually got a couple things that we can deal in that range, and he's not a priority early.
Yeah, and his toughness isn't enough to warrant.
No.
I mean, he'll get one taunt and die.
Do we go another Blessing of Wisdom? I think that's where we go.
Yeah, with an aggro deck,
Yeah.
I would say yeah. Engineer.
Yep, Engineer. Engineer's really good. I always knew these guys were good. Goob has swung me around to them being very good because it's always going to generate card advantage. If that card goes out and does nothing else, you paid 2 to draw a card, and they have at some point is going to deal damage or maybe kill off a creature or something. So you have a potential of generating some sort of card advantage. Or if they decide to kill it with a spell, they've used a spell to kill a irrelevant creature essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
And Light Justice, we don't need. I played a Paladin deck on my own time, and even a Warrior deck, and I feel like 2 weapons is kind of the right number.
Yeah, it could be a little cumbersome to have a weapon, and then you have to wait 4 turns to really get rid of it and use it.
Now, and you can obviously play the True Silver Champion on top of the Light Justice, even if you haven't used all the charges on Light Justice. You just don't want to waste anything that you don't have to. So, do we go Loot Hoarder for this deck? Obviously, yeah. We're aggro, and we need cards. We go. We got 3 cards left. Let's see. I don't like the River Crocolisk. I mean, it's a 2/3 for 2, he's okay. Voodoo Doctor would give us a 1-drop, which we don't have a lot of.
Yeah, but his battle cry would be wasted in that.
Exactly. So do we give ourselves a little bit of a mid-game transition here?
Yeah, because we're really early heavy. I would say that a Silverhand Knight wouldn't be a bad pick here.
Yeah, this is probably. I'm not excited about this pick, but he's not a bad card. A 4/4 for 5 that you get a 2/2, and they have to deal with stuff. Whew. I mean, do we go Holy Light and just assume we're going to take a lot of damage early? Or do we keep up tempo with Elven Archer, maybe pick off one of their early creatures? Because Redemption doesn't do... I mean, Redemption is not something that they can really deal with their own. I mean, that's something we can do. It's a secret we do have control over. And that allows us to suicide a creature. I mean,
Unfortunately, the thing right now is, and I hate to say it, is that if they make it to late game,
we're dead.
yeah.
We
and
lose.
Redemption possibly saves that, but not necessarily.
Because ideally, early game, I mean, we can put on a Knife Juggler so that they can't kill our Knife Juggler. Or our Swordsmiths. Those are all going to be relevant creatures that we could play it on. Our raid leaders.
But because of that, I almost want to say go Elven Archer. Just to maybe get rid of something early game or to keep more pressure on them.
I'm with you.
We've really pigeonholed ourselves into early game.
Yes, we have. I mean, Holy Wrath could be a finisher for us, but we don't have a whole lot of high casting cost stuff though. That's our problem. We could draw into an Elvish Archer or Humility or a Knife Juggler or something like that. So
it looks like right now we'll draw into a 2 or a 3, and for 5, it's
too much for us.
You are drawing a card.
Yes, but 5 to draw a card, they're a much better card. We could have done other things. We already have we have 2 of the Blessing of Wisdom, so card draw is not going to be our worst.
And Twilight Drake's not going to be as good in this deck now. I would say Blessed Champion is really what you'd have to go here almost. Holy Wrath is still,
You know, I know that Twilight Drake's not ideal in this deck, but it's Battle Cry, and theoretically, if we get it, I mean, we're going to be playing it turn 4, maybe even turn 3 with a coin.
You would need at least 3 cards left in your hand to make him even worth his casting cost.
That's true. And if we get him late game, he's never going to do it. Yeah. So basically, he's not going to be worth his casting cost. This is not going to be great in our deck, and this has a chance of being good in our deck. That's kind of what we come down to at this point.
Yeah,
and this allows us to kill a bigger creature that we normally can't deal with too.
Yeah, this is one of those unfortunate picks in Arena where you're just kind of picking between the shiniest of 3 turds.
And here's the best situation with Blessed Champion. Either A, we're going to get to late game and we're going to win a game with it. We're just going to swing over the top. Or they get to late game before we do, and we've got something like our fucking Knife Juggler who's got 3 power, and we need to kill something that it's just bigger than we have to sacrifice for it. Yeah. So that's our last card here. And
no legendaries.
No legendaries, which is going to put us behind. I don't even know if we got an epic. I think we got several rares. Yeah, we didn't get an epic, by the way. We have a whole bunch of rares. Not a whole bunch. We have several rares. So I think we're going to go into this a little underpowered, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not